Thank you for tuning in to this how-to video on mission control budget items. What are budget items and how are they different from the budget fields on the project detail? Budget items allow you to break down and track the project budget at a granular level across multiple budget line items. For example, if you have a project that is developing a new software application, you may choose to break your budget into three areas: research, development, and launch. While you have an overall project budget field on the project and a milestone budget, the budget items will allow you to track the budget allocation and performance for each of these individual areas at a detail level relating to the action level. Now let's take a look at the Budget tab. You can access the Budget tab by navigating to a project record and then heading to the Project Overview component. If you do not see the Budget tab as a part of this component, you will need to update your permissions from the Mission Control role record. Once you navigate to this tab, you'll be able to see the various charts available in the summary section, as well as a data table that breaks down the overall budget. When hovering over a section in the chart, you'll be able to see the name of the budget item that it relates to. The category summary charts sum up the values of budgets categorized by the category field on the budget item, which you can choose to add additional categories to or modify. The profit and loss summary chart will provide a bar chart displaying the different profit and loss values across the budget item. The GM percentage chart will display the different GM percentage values across the budget item, as well as the variance chart. In the second section of the budget tab, there are a series of tabs that allow you to view key information relating to your budget items. Those tabs include all, summary, scheduled, completed, forecast, profit and loss, GM percentage, and variance. The All tab has all of these fields relevant to budget, and you can scroll horizontally to view those items. If you would like to drill down to just that area of the summary, you can select the tab at the top that relates to it. Once you get your budget items added to your project template, you will not need to recreate them, as your budget items will be included in your project clone. Let's go ahead and create new budget items. You can do that from selecting Manage Budgets. You'll want to populate your budget item name, your billable budget, and your cost budget, as well as if this item will be included on your weekly status report or not. Let's go ahead and add one. Alright, so now we're going to track all of the items related to setup, and then we're going to link those tasks to this setup budget item. Once you're done populating the values, you can either hit enter or select the plus icon. You can also choose to add multiple rows at a time and enter the budget item there. Alright, once you have all your values entered, go ahead and save. One thing to note is that I'm setting up the budget items against a project that has already been created with milestones and actions. The billing settings have already been established. So once we start relating our budget items to our actions, you'll see the financial data roll up. It's best to do this from the Create Actions page. Alright, once you are on the Create Actions page, you'll want to scroll over till you see the Budget Items section. All of the items relating to your budget items, you'll want to go ahead and get those tasks allocated to the right area. You can also use the checkboxes to update multiple items at a time. Alright, so we have all of our tasks related to a budget item. So all of that financial data, once users log time, will roll up to your budget item. Alright, taking a look at our scheduled values, we have our budgets populated, and then we have a roll-up summary of the hours relating to those tasks as we related the tasks to the budget item. So you'll see this information start to roll up now. Um, as well, these are relating to your action hours. Next, you have your scheduled expenses and costs. We have one expense item logged here already. Your material cost scheduled billable, and your material cost scheduled cost would be populated on your action level. And then you have a grand total here. All right, so far so good. Now let's go ahead and add a completed value. So the way to do this would be to go ahead and log time against an action. Once we hit log time, we're going to go ahead and go back to our budget items and check the completed values. As we can see, the hours that we logged against training have rolled up against the training budget items. So as your project naturally progresses, these values will start to update. Now if we scroll over to the side here, you can see that we also had a expense logged, which updated values here. Let's go ahead and add one more time log so that we can add some completed material costs to this as well. Alright, so when we go ahead and log time, what we'll do is add in our completed material cost, billable, and cost. Go ahead and log this, and again, once these time logs are approved, then that information will populate on our budget item. Alright, so let's see how this affected our project. Like I said, we can scroll here, or we can go ahead and drill down to the completed value. And then if you take a look here, we now have our material cost populated for billable and cost. Now that we've added some time, let's go ahead and check out how to relate our expense record to our budget items. So here I have an existing expense record. You can also create a new one. When creating your expense, you'll want to make sure you have it related to your budget item. This is how the values get rolled up. If you have a purchase order for payment against this expense record, you'll also want to include that, as that will mark your completed values against your budget item. All right, this one has been updated as paid and is already showing in our budget items tab. Now that we've reviewed how to add items to your budget, let's take a look at your project status report and how the budget items can be included. So the first thing you'll want to do is make sure that your weekly status report include budget items field is marked true. Then you can go ahead and generate your project status report and navigate to the budget items section. In the budget summary, we get a view of the category, the budget, scheduled, completed, and forecasted values against the project for the items that we've selected to include in the project status report. Thank you for tuning in to this Mission Control how-to video. Please take a look at the rest of our training videos. If you have any questions, you can email us at support@aprika.com. Thank you.